How you doing? I'm Brian Sapient from the Rational Response Squad, and I'm here responding to NetWriter's piece about are atheists more moral than religious people? Or I think he phrased it to, you need religion to be moral. Clearly, he showed that the answer is no, you don't need religion to be more moral. In fact, without religion, you're more moral. This is just statistics here, okay? We're not making up things based on faith. All right, I don't use faith in my life. For those who are thinking, yeah, you do use faith. You believe in love, don't you? Well, I can see that somebody loves me based on evidence. I don't believe that somebody loves me if they walk up to me and punch me in the face every day and tell me they love me. You can tell if somebody loves you based on evidence. And here we have evidence that atheists are more moral than religious people. So the question remains, why do we still have religion? Well, we have religion because people are brainwashed, indoctrinated when they're young by their parents who believe, and the cycle just keeps continuing and continuing and continuing. But it's not too late to stop it. We can stop it before it's too late. Religious faith is probably the most disgusting and vile system of belief that has ever graced the planet. Faith in God and faith in things that you can't prove has caused more harm than Hitler or Stalin or any single person that you can name in history, really. Okay? The things that people have done in the name of their religion, in the name of their God, over the last few thousand years have been some of the largest atrocities in history, okay? You can look back, for those who don't know, at what the Catholic Church did for the first 1400 years of its formation. The Catholic Church used to go into villages and murder entire villages because they didn't believe in the Bible. And they burned witches at the stake, and in fact, they were biblically justified for doing so. If you actually read the Bible, you'd notice that in the first half, God is the most vindictive and torturous and murderous character in all of fiction. And yet we believe in him. And the fact is that if you can be convinced that there's an invisible man in the sky that loves you, that wants you to believe in him, and if you don't, he'll send you down there for eternity because he loves you, you can be convinced of just about anything. In fact, you probably could be convinced that you should fly planes into a building in order to get virgins up in heaven. You might even be able to be convinced that if you murdered an abortion doctor, you'd get to heaven. That was a Christian that did that in this country. Murdered an abortion doctor, got to heaven. Maybe even you would justify going into a country and, I don't know, invading it with no effing reason based on your religious beliefs. I'm not exactly sure what was in the mind of George Bush, but I know it wasn't anything rational and logical, okay, because he was a one-man show. He managed to convince his buddy Blair, but he was for the most part a one-man show, and the rest of the world was completely against it, and with good reason. You know why? Because they embrace reason and logic and rational thinking. All right? So, America, you're one of the most religious countries on earth, if not the most religious. In the developed world, I'm sorry. And we're also the least moral. Maybe we should work on that together. And I thought maybe it would help you if you heard a little bit from Sam Harris's new book, Letter to a Christian Nation. He was on my radio show a few weeks ago. You can check it out. It's a free download at rationalresponders.com. You can hear my interview with him. It's mostly for atheists, though, because for the most part, we talk about ways to end religion. We're working very hard to help end religion for your benefit, and for our benefit, of course, as well, and for the benefit of our children. Religion needs to die, and we're going to keep working on that. And it's not just me. There's millions that are working on that every day. Us critical thinkers and people who think logically and have managed to overcome superstitious belief. For those of you who don't know, I was a Christian for the first 13 years of my life, but then I realized it was fake when I got to the right age. And I know some guys that actually make fun of me because it took me so long to figure it out. But You might be 30, 40. It's not too late, okay? You can teach your kids that you were misled and that you were wrong. And so it's easy to do. And for those of you who are saying, God, he's so disrespectful to religion right now, just realize that it's not really up for debate. The Christian God is a logical impossibility. If I asked you, does a square circle exist? You would know right away a square circle does not exist. And if you read enough of the Bible, specifically the Bible, that's the God I know the most. If you read enough of the Bible, you come to realize that it's logically impossible. It just can't happen. Okay? You can't have the things that you have in the Bible. It doesn't make sense. It's a contradiction, a logical impossibility. So I don't say these things to be disrespectful to you personally. I understand that there's completely good reasons why you believe what you believe. But I'm saying these things because I respect you. I would like for you to think critically and logically, and I understand that you maybe haven't been shown another side. So I think this is an important argument because a lot of Christians, you think that Christianity gives you morals, and the fact remains it doesn't. And so let me read you a paragraph or two from Sam Harris. He says that while you believe that bringing an end to religion is an impossible goal, it is important to realize that much of the developed world has nearly accomplished it. Norway, Iceland, Australia, Canada, Sweden, Switzerland, Belgium, Japan, the Netherlands, Denmark, and the United Kingdom are among the least religious societies on earth, according to the United Nations Human Development Report. They are also the healthiest, as indicated by life expectancy, adult literacy, per capita income, educational attainment, gender equality, homicide rate, and infant mortality. Insofar as there is a crime problem in Western Europe, it is largely the product of immigration. 70% of the inmates of France's jails, for instance, are Muslim. The Muslims of Western Europe are generally not atheists. Conversely, the 50 nations now ranked lowest in terms of the United Nations Human Development Index are unwaveringly religious. Other analyses paint the same picture. The United States is among the wealthiest democracies in its level of religious adherence. It is also uniquely beleaguered by high rates of homicide, abortion, teen pregnancy, sexually transmitted disease, and infant mortality. The same comparison holds true within the United States itself. Southern and Midwestern states characterized by the highest levels of religious literalism are especially plagued by the above indicators of societal dysfunction, while the comparatively secular states of the Northeast conform to European norms. So there you have it. Pick up Sam Harris, Letter to a Christian Nation. It's a great book. If you're a Christian, I promise you, okay, it's worth the read, all right? You might not get it all. It might take some thinking after the fact, maybe 2 times to read, but I promise you it's a really good book. And it was made, in effect, to be a letter to a Christian. That's the whole idea. It's actually a condensed version of his New York Times bestseller, The End of Faith. So, also, we are currently running a campaign called the War on Christmas. It's kind of a mockery of Fox News for creating this bullshit war on Christmas that never really existed, but we figured, well, you know what, if they're going to make one and you're going to believe there's one anyway, we might as well have one just to mock them because, well, that's what we like to do. So, with that, I am here to offer you some free movies. If you want a movie all about how Jesus Christ never existed, okay? It's just a small little stack, okay? I have a couple hundred. If you want a movie about how Jesus Christ never existed, I've got a really easy way for you to do it. 2 ways to do it, actually. If you're a Christian, you can come to endchristmas.com and click the letter to Christians up at the top of the page. I think it says for Christians. Little letter I wrote. And at the bottom, it gives some instructions on how to get the DVD for free. All you got to do is send me a letter, tell me you're a Christian, confirm that you're a Christian, and I'll be glad to send you a copy for free. Maybe that's because I'm more moral. I don't know. Call it my Christmas gift to you. I'm sending you a Christmas gift even though I'm running a war on Christmas. If you don't know, the war on Christmas is kind of symbolic of ending religion and not the celebration of getting together with your family and showing your generosity. Personally, I believe that you should do that every day. I don't think you should need Christmas Day to get together with your family and show them that you care for them. So maybe think about that. Maybe think about having Christmas every month next year. That's what you can do as a logical free thinker. You don't need to adhere to conformity and to do exactly what your religion tells you to do, especially when you're celebrating the birth of a guy who probably didn't even ever exist. So, and this movie will make the case, okay? The God who wasn't there. Also, if you're ready to do it, if you're ready to make that plunge, if you're ready to throw off this crap you believe, this nonsense, all right, this boogie woogie stuff, you can go to theblasphemychallenge.com and you can deny the Holy Spirit. Most of you probably think that you can do whatever you want, believe in Jesus, and you get to heaven. Not true. If you deny the Holy Spirit, you're screwed. That's the only unforgivable sin. So to show the rest of the world how sure you are that the Christian God doesn't exist, you can deny the Holy Spirit, and, you know, maybe it'll help somebody else realize how easy it is to do it. Like, I deny the Holy Spirit, and I'm not afraid. See, I just did it. I denied the Holy Spirit. I did it again. It's no big deal. I do it every day, almost every day, just to be sure, in case. Because if that God does exist, I probably wouldn't want to hang out with him. He's such a a-hole. You know, I'd much rather be down there with Lucifer, who never really did anything bad. In fact, if you read the Bible, you realize that God killed over 2 million people in the Bible, and Lucifer killed, I think, 7, and even them, those killings, God was partly responsible for in a way. So, yeah, God's the bad guy, all right? Not the guy downstairs. How the writers of the Bible managed to write this story and not realize how silly it was, and how silly, you know, and you must be to believe in it, and how any logical thinker wouldn't believe it. I don't know. I guess they were on opium or something. I don't know what the deal is, but the point is, I'm just here to help you overcome your irrational beliefs, and I'm doing it because I respect you. You know, I'm kidding around a little bit. I'm really a nice guy, and I do care. And, you know, I hope that you'll take the time to, you know, learn a little bit more about, you know, what you believe, and, you know, do yourself a favor in anything that you believe in life. Question it and look for people to debunk it. Try to find the other side of the coin with whatever you believe, okay? I know a lot about religion, and it's because I tried to find out about religion, and I came to be an atheist because I didn't believe in religion anymore. But I still research religion all the time. So, with that said, definitely check out the God Who Wasn't There movie. Visit my website, rationalresponders.com. And if you're an atheist and you want to help out in the war on Christmas or the Blasphemy Challenge, visit theblasphemychallenge.com or endchristmas.com. You can buy DVDs. You can put them in churches, hide them, you know, in the Bibles and the hymnals. And for the Blasphemy Challenge, you can just load up a video to YouTube denying the Holy Spirit, and you can do a YouTube search for Blasphemy Challenge, and you can see all the videos that are there. This is a big project that we're undertaking in hopes that we can help do our small part to help humanity progress a little bit further and end the mind virus known as religion. Thanks.